Mi nombre es Damaris Mercado. I'm Damaris Mercado, and I'm here through the Mercado Project supporting, cancer survivors Vejigante dance troupe. Both of my parents had cancer, and very sudden diagnoses that were just downhill immediately. With my mom, she had been diagnosed with chronic lymphocytic leukemia, and she was 52 at the time. And within a month and a half, she was gone. She only had one course of radiation. I remember going wig shopping with her, and we would joke about it and so on and so forth. But what took her was actually not that. Maybe it eventually would have, because the survival rate is very is slim to none with that type of cancer. But she wound up having a cerebral aneurysm that went undetected. And I was with her, by myself, and I was the last person she saw, and so I get flashbacks to that moment. Almost 32, 33 years ago, and so now I'm past the age she was when she passed, and I no longer have her as a reference of age. And so for several years, I was wondering about my own fate, and I'm too thinking, I'm living, my life as healthy as I can and doing all the things and the yoga and the dance and this and that and eating a certain way. But like you said, you just never know. And knock on wood, right now, it's not, not anything that I know of, right? But we all could be walking around with something and we don't know. And and then with my father, he leading up to it, I noticed a slur happening for him, and his speech was off, and he was seeming a little slow, and I pushed him to go to the doctor. And then it was during the course of a couple of months that I'm watching that he's off. And then during the course of a move, he was moving from one place to the next. And during that weekend, he wound up having a stroke, which led him to the hospital. And that's when they discovered a tumor the size of a small orange in his brain.
Wow.
So, and that was stage 4 glioblastoma. So, he had just over 2 years, but it was demise, to watch. That was very intense. And so you just don't know. You just don't know at what stage you're going to catch something. Or something gets caught, right? And things could be building for years inside the body, and creating and affecting our behaviors even, right?
Right.
For the project. So but just to let you know, my name is Damaris Mercado, or you can say Damaris Mercado, and I'm a producer and founder and creator and curator and educator of the Mercado Project, which is a legacy-based project around Latin music, and namely around my father's influence around the music on a global scale. His name was Ralph Mercado, and he managed a lot of artists in the industry for many years and produced many shows and projects, and we had a record company and so on and so forth. And so I invite you to check that project out at mercadoproject.org. And so I've known Raul for a few years now. Wonderful person, beautiful energy, up to great things. And he's invited me to be part of this project and has shared this project with me for the past few years as it's been growing. And so I offered to speak with anybody who wanted to share their story, so that it can be posted on the website or shared with social media, or even serve as inspiration for other people to support the project. And so when he shared your information, I asked him more, and he didn't really have more. I don't think that the both of you have met or know each other, right? That's my understanding.
No.
Right. So I would love to know more.
Was just because Giovanni was called me. I think he called Giovanni, and Giovanni called me.
Okay. So are you you're with the Comparsa?
Yes.
Rosa. That's
Museo de Vejigante.
right. So where are you based?
In la playa de Ponce, Puerto Rico.
Yes. Oh, okay. So that is absolutely magnificent. He did mention that to me. And I only found out recently that that is the area that my family is from. I knew they were from Ponce, and my mom was born there. But my aunt told me just recently that it was La Playa de Ponce that they lived before they came to New York. So
This area, it's very cultural.
I look forward to getting there, getting back there, being in that area, hopefully sometime this year. And
I love it.
Yeah, and if and when I do make it there, I will reach out to you so we can get together in person.
Sure.
Yeah. So this project, I guess you're coming to by way of someone else who was involved as well.
Yes.
So as we continue talking, let me just go through just for the clause that we have here that he shared with me, for you to state your name and today's date. Today's date is Friday, May 30th, 2025. And what is your full name?
Lisbel Safire Ocasio-Cortez.
Okay, thank you. And you know that this project that we're recording for, it's an educational project called the Comparsa Rosa Sobrevivientes de Cáncer.
Yes.
Okay, and do you give permission to use your voice or any images that you share for usage of specifically for this project?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. So how is it that you come to this project, and how are you involved?
I am involved. I come to this project, like it was a long time ago when I was 15 years old. I became ill with this sickness with hypertension in my brain. And my grandmother said that I couldn't stay in New York. She had to bring me over to Puerto Rico. So when I got to Puerto Rico, she introduces me to all these people from the Comparsa. And I remember it was Miguel Perez, the owner of the home, which we have now as a museum.
Mm.
And as I got involved there, he taught me how to do masks. He said it will help me for the therapy, since I was always with headaches. And he was like, no, you have to release that stress. And I'm like, how am I going to release the stress? And he said, well, I'm going to show you. And he started teaching me how to work with these masks. It was a mold, and how to make the glue and all that, and stick all these paper mache together and create this magnificent mask. And I became interested, and I started doing it more and more. And as I grew older, which I decided when I was older, when I was like 20, I said I'm going back to the States so I could study, so I could become a nurse. And I did it.
Mi nombre es Damaris Mercado. I'm Damaris Mercado, and I'm here through the Mercado Project supporting, Cancer Survivors Vejigante Dance Troupe initiative, and here talking with Raul Moris. And so let's get into it. So who are you? Who is Raul Moris? What are you up to? Tell us about this project. What is the name of this project that you are working on?
I want to thank you for being a part of it. I'm very privileged and proud that you would consider being a part of this Comparsa Sobreviviente Cancer project. I am a professor of graphic design. I'm also a social worker. and I'm a cancer survivor. I'm going on 5 years now since my surgery.
Wow.
And yeah, 5 years, and in between, it came back, and I had radiation. So that's going on 2 years this June.
So
3 years.
So
this June. Yeah.
Can you tell us what was the cancer that you had and the surgery
Sure.
for, and that experience? Can you tell us some about that?
I consider myself a pretty healthy person. I'm a yoga instructor for the last almost 20 somewhat years. I eat well, I do exercise, try to maintain my weight. I don't smoke, I drink kind of occasionally kind of thing. And I'm telling you all of that because I was absolutely surprised, just like my doctor was, that I was my PSA, because I had a prostate cancer. Okay, so I am 5 years on my cancer diagnosis and second treatment. I initially got diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I've been checking myself pretty much since I was like 48, 49 years old, because my father passed from cancer. We found out pretty late. He was already metastasized when we eventually found out that he had cancer. So we don't know where it started, but because of that, I started getting my checkups early. During the year of the COVID, during the year of the Hurricane Maria, that was 2017.
September 20. So,
right?
So when you say you were getting your checkups early, what is early?
Early is 48, 49, which is early. Most men wait till they're like 50 to get their first or their second checkup.
Okay.
I've been getting a little earlier because of my father and because of his cancer. He passed from cancer. So because of that, I started getting my checkups. And like I said, I mentioned earlier that I was, I kind of, consider myself healthy. I'm a yoga instructor, and I've been doing all the right things, as, people say. And I went to get my PSA, which is the prostate, PSA is prostate antigen, I don't remember what the S is for. So that's the test that they do for men, the blood test they do for men on an annual basis after you're 50 years old. Prostate antigen something. And I
no finger
came
poke.
out. I'm sorry, what?
No finger poke.
No.
Okay.
No, that comes later.
Okay.
The poke. That's after your PSA comes strange. PSA is from 0 to 4.8. So it's from 0 to 4, and I got 4.8. And my doctor was like, I don't think this is nothing to worry about, but this is what I would recommend. Go and see this urologist